with the start of a series of flying tackles, and it has had to claim the protection of the bottom rope. Heat in the referee's hold again in the center of the ring, with Londos giving away a little bit, but then he goes crashing to the canvas over Nagurski's shoulder. The second time he crashes to the canvas over the wrong straight shoulder there, and ducks out of the way of another one of those flying tackles just in time. The referee counts 2, 3, 4, 5 as Jimmy Londos stays out on the apron of the ring trying to get his breath, and now he's back in the center of the ring, back into the referee's hold once again as they struggle for the advantage. There's a leg trip that Nagurski is taking from Jimmy Londos. Londos is bound and determined. He's going to give Bronko Nagurski just exactly what the giant Bronk gave him just a few moments ago. There's that leg spread there that isn't doing Bronko Nagurski a bit of good this time. He grabs his own leg to try and ease the pain, and apparently wants to twist his own leg. Says if there's any leg twisting to be done here, I'll do that, Mr. Londos. But Londos is inclined to argue about it and pulls the leg away and still applies all that pressure that is giving Bronko Nagurski so much pain as he writhes in agony. You can see the pain written on his face as he tries to come to a sitting position directly opposite the camera here. Opening his mouth, his face is a series of contortions and grimaces as he tries to convey to this audience some idea of the tremendous pain under which he's laboring at the moment. He was saved that time by the ropes. It was Nagurski's turn to be saved by the ropes, which have saved Jimmy Londos so many times in the start of this one fall to a finished bout here at Convention Hall in Philadelphia. There goes a side chancery, bringing Nagurski to the canvas, but not for long as he comes out of it with a very punishing head scissors on Jimmy Londos. Watch Londos try and kick out of that, but he can't do it. That scissors is too tightly wrapped around his jaw, and he claims that it's a stranglehold, but the referee gets over there to examine it and says no, it's perfectly legal. Nagurski is using this as a breathing spell, lying there letting little Jimmy Adonis try and kick out of it, which he finally succeeded in doing. But now it's up to the two to meet in the center of the ring and get back in that referee's hold once again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a hard, fierce wrestling bout with good, clean wrestling all the way. A couple of the finest wrestlers in the business right there in the center of the ring, giving a grand exhibition of the art to about 10,000 wildly excited fans at Convention Hall in Philadelphia. That's Beals again on little Jimmy Londos, and that's a very punishing hold, because if Bronko Nagurski wants to snap it, the result is, or might be, that Londos would crash to the canvas or go over the top rope. Jimmy Londos looks in a bad way there now as Bronko Nagurski swarms all over him like half a dozen wrestlers. Jimmy Londos doesn't know from which direction the attack is going to come. We can't see just exactly what that hold is that Nagurski has on him, but it isn't doing him any good. Two boys roll over the ropes with Londos on top. Nagurski stretching that leg out under the ropes just long enough to make the referee break that hold, and Jim Londos doesn't like it at all. Objects to the referee, but it gets him nowhere, so they come back into the center of the ring and quickly back into the referee's hold again. Each struggling to come out on top. If it's possible, it's Nagurski this time. And watch that gigantic strength of Jim Londos as he foils Nagurski, who tries to bring him over shoulder with that chancery and crashing down to the canvas. It's sheer brute strength alone, plus skill, which is letting Londos foil Nagurski there in that attempt to throw him over shoulder with that chancery. It's one of the grandest exhibitions of scientific and skillful and strengthy wrestling that we've ever seen. Nagurski gives up and backpedals away in disgust, coming back into the referee's hold again, with Jimmy Londos applying that side chancery this time. The referee apparently rules that it's a stranglehold. Londos objects, but still it gets him nowhere. He throws his hands out in appeal to the audience, but then decides that he'll stick to wrestling and comes back into the center of the ring again in the referee's hold. Let's see who comes out on top this time. Again, it's Londos with a chancery over shoulder. He throws Nagurski. Nagurski implies by his gestures that it's a stranglehold. Nagurski holds onto that top rope there as the smaller man, Jim Londos, tries to throw him out. Both wrestlers go out over that top rope, with Londos the first one to climb back into the ring. He's carrying on that personal feud with the referee that has been in existence there since the first bell. They're mixing it up again. There comes that airplane whirl and slam, with Nagurski crashing down to the canvas, with Jim Londos swarming over him, attempting to pin those shoulders for the required 3 seconds. Another airplane whirl, another slam, and once more Jim Londos is on top of Bronko Nagurski. Nagurski succeeds in kicking out of that one, however, and charges off the ropes with a flying tackle. There's another flying Londos and forcing him out on the apron of the ring between the center and bottom ropes. The referee starts his count, but Londos doesn't even care to rest. He comes right back in again and is thrown once more by Bronko Nagurski. Again, he crashes to the canvas with that chancery, with Nagurski in there anxious to press that advantage if he possibly can. This time, Londos has gotten around behind him, but it still does him no good, and once more, he crashes to the canvas using a rabbit punch now and then in an attempt to break out of that hold if he possibly can. He's managing to keep that right shoulder off the canvas. The referee is down there looking to see if it's a fall, but no, he's back up onto his feet again with Nagurski dragging him over to the ropes. And watch that left arm of Nagurski's go over Londos' shoulder. That was a punishing hold if we ever saw one. Yes, it was, ladies and gentlemen. The referee has objected to it. Jim Londos is over in the neutral corner, and Bronko Nagurski is feeling of that injured arm of his, trying to get circulation back into it if he can, and obviously trying to keep it out of harm's way. He's trying to protect it and wrestle solely with his right arm if it's at all possible. He's determined and anxious to finish this bout in just as quick time as he possibly can, because that left arm of his is apt to get him in trouble. There it is again. Londos has the scent of victory in his nostrils, apparently. He knows that he has severely hurt that left arm of Bronko Nagurski's, and he's pressing in there anxious to apply all the punishing holds to that left arm that he possibly can. Nagurski saved himself that time by a well-placed kick to the jaw, but Jimmy Londos is pressing in there, chasing after Nagurski, smashing him to the canvas with that airplane whirl and slam. Now apparently deciding to go to work on that arm again. It's that same arm over the shoulder to which he's already applied such punishment. Down to the canvas, Bronko Nagurski goes once more. Watch him try and protect that arm if he can, but no, Jimmy Londos is too quick for him. He gets in there with the airplane whirl, slams him to the canvas again. It looks bad, ladies and gentlemen, for Bronko Nagurski. Watch the referee down there counting, and there is a new champion of the world, Jim Londos, who in his excitement and happiness jumps up and down like a rubber ball there, and in come his seconds and handlers, just as happy about the whole thing as he, as his hand is raised now. And there are the press photographers from the great networks of newspapers all over the country, and the referee is still holding up that hand, the official announcer rather, of the new champion Jim Londos, the Greek Adonis. Incidentally, that was the second defeat for Bronko Nagurski in 6 years of professional wrestling, and in over